Welcome back to Pastry Maestra. I'm Teresa and today I'm making baklava. First, let me apologize to everyone who knows how to properly pronounce the name of the dessert that I'm making today. I'm using the word baklava because here in the Balkans that is how we call this sweet. Although when I was looking on the web, I've heard different pronunciations, something like baklava, and I don't know. Now, the history of this dessert is quite long and interesting, but I won't talk about that now. So if you want to learn more, check the post on my site. The link is in the description below. What I will tell you is this. If you are counting calories, this dessert will hit you like a ton of bricks. So you rather check some of my other videos. There are plenty of light desserts out there. If, however, you're in the mood for some serious sweetness, and we all know that sweetness is happiness, I can promise you will be very happy today. Also, don't forget that the walnut-honey combo is a potent aphrodisiac. So, like I've said, ladies, there is a big sweetness on the horizon. Okay, no more talk, let me show you how I make baklava. As usual, recipes on my site, the link is down below. The first thing I'm gonna do is cook the sugar syrup. I'm gonna put sugar and water into a saucepan, stir to hydrate all the sugar and put the lid on. When my syrup boils, I'm gonna remove the lid, add honey and continue cooking the syrup. After about 10 minutes, when the syrup thickens a bit, I'm gonna add lemon juice and continue cooking for another couple of minutes and set aside to cool down. The next thing I'm gonna do is chop up my walnuts. I'm gonna put them in the food processor and pulse until I chop them roughly. I want to have a mixture of ground walnuts and some larger pieces for my baklava. The next thing I'm gonna do is brush my 25 by 25 centimeters, which is 10 by 10 inches pan with butter thoroughly. I've cut my phyllo to the size of the pan. Now I'm gonna put one sheet of phyllo dough on the bottom and brush it generously with melted butter. On top of that, I'm gonna put another sheet of dough and brush with butter again. I'm gonna repeat the step once more. Now I have 3 layers of phyllo dough with butter in between. These 3 layers are the bottom of my baklava. I'm gonna sprinkle the bottom with chopped walnuts. Then I'm gonna cover it with another sheet of dough and brush with butter. Don't worry if one of your phyllo sheet rips apart. Just leave it as is, brush it with butter and continue stacking your baklava. Now I have 2 sheets of dough on top of each other and I'm gonna sprinkle the top with chopped nuts. I'll continue to put 2 layers of dough at a time with nuts on top until I use all the nuts. I'm almost done. This is the final layer. Now I have 5 layers of phyllo and 5 layers of filling, and I'm gonna finish my baklava with 2 sheets of dough on the top, always brushed with butter. I'm gonna put the pan in the fridge to firm the butter a little bit. I'm gonna cut the baklava with a sharp knife in the diamond-shaped pattern. First, I'm gonna cut lines diagonal to my mold. Then I'm gonna cut in an angle of approximately 45 degrees to the prior cuts. Finally, I'm gonna bake it in the oven at 180 degrees centigrade, which is 350 degrees Fahrenheit, for about 20 to 25 minutes until golden on the top. My baklava is baked. It is nicely golden brown. I've let it rest for 5 minutes and now I'm gonna pour warm syrup over hot baklava. When it soaks the syrup and cools down, baklava is ready to be served. It usually takes a few hours, but it is much better to leave it overnight, trust me. So, tomorrow morning I'll treat myself with this delicious and super sweet dessert. Join me!
Oh baby, you are so sweet, so delicious and yummy, so good to eat. I wanna lick you, feel your sweetness on my lips, forever and ever. you'll stay on my hips.
I'm Teresa. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you liked it. If you want to stay in touch, follow me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, and of course, visit my site, where you can find elaborate posts with lots of pictures, additional information and recipes that follow my every video. Also, on my site you can download my free 365 pages ebook The Pastry Chef and maybe buy me a macaron, if you think that I've earned it. Now, before you go, please hit the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. That really helps a lot. Finally, and this is the most important thing, don't forget to create sweetness every day, because sweetness is happiness. See you in my next video. Bye!